So in this movie I will talk a little about my Feiyue, because I just wanted to upgrade it a little bit more. As you may notice, I did upgrade everything that I could in past I think 5 years or 3 years ago. So this one is quite old car. It is a brushless car in this moment. I also switched the servo. That's normal because I will not connect the original. And I did all the metal parts that I could fit in this car to have all the modes, all the metal parts that are available for this car, because it's a really great car if you want to start modifying cars. I mean, just get a car that you can modify, you can upgrade, or you can repair. That is most important in the Feiyue, because you can always buy I think all the parts, and almost all parts can be replaced to the upgraded. There is not much parts that left original, but most of them can be replaced to metal, to upgraded. So that is a great car. It's out of box, really good car. There are not much things you need to change to the start. There are some things that is great to change, like these wheels. I did try about 4 types of wheels. I also upgraded the original wheels, shaved the tread outside and make it more grip. But in the end I did buy this. It's a HSP wheels. I will put links to the most of the parts, but some parts are just so old that I may not find it, or they are not for the sale on all the sites. But if you want to get a good wheels, you can see how it's wider than the original wheels. Then get something like this, or get just these wheels. There is no problem, they fit right, but the car doesn't slip, doesn't roll like on the original wheels. So this is the must-have for the Feiyue. It's all dirty, so as you can see, I will have a sand everywhere. Also get this nut. As you can see, this wheel is loose. I did order more of this because the rubber sealing inside is getting wear out after time. I did replace already one of them, but I suggest to order this, because that will be the first thing I think that you will replace, and except of this break very fast, this part. Sorry, I'm not a professional, so I will not tell the professional names, but this will be probably the first thing that you will change, this part to the metal or just into another plastic. And then this part, I think also this part is breaking very easily, but I mean that breaks after a very rough play, jumping or hitting something, or like something like that. So that will break first. Of course, when you get out of the box, take out the roof lights. If you leave it, the car will flip on the roof and will stuck on these lights. So I suggest to take it out, just screw back all the screws, and that will make it easy to roll back again, because it will roll on the spare wheel, not on the roof. Of course, take off the covers of the lamps. Believe me, that will be the first thing you will lose in the first ride. You will see it when you get your battery discharged. You will take the car and see that you are missing about 1 or 2 light covers. So that is the first thing you will lose in this car. one more thing I suggest, or another thing, there is a, let me try to flip it, I don't know if you will be able to see, but this screw is good to get longer and put some washers, some nuts in here. It's maybe hard to see. That is one of the problems of the Feiyue. When you push the front to the side, the wheels will get to the middle, will turn, and changing the height of this the steering rod will make it straight, even if it's pushing down. As you can see, I lowered the front, it's very low, but that gives me the straight axles and less force also on the rear, just by changing the shocks to the oil shocks, because the original ones are not so good. Let me put it on this. Okay, so you may see also that I have a rear lights. I will change that because I don't want to have it on the side. It's just the roof lights that I cut out the lights and just screw it in these two places. One is this screw that is original there, one is here, but I did find a video that someone did the same thing but wedged it inside. So all depends from you. I don't remember, I think there are not LEDs in the stock version, but I did mount it. That's all I think for this, so let me take it out. The LEDs are now controlled by a brushed ESC, but I will change that. I want to use it for the fan on the Mercedes motor, dummy motor, and I will take it out. I use a RC switch. And now about the battery, I'm using a ZOP Power. I know some people say they pump over the time, but I did not find any problems with this battery, so I still use it. It's a 220 milliamperes battery. It's 35C. It's not the strongest one. I did need to cut this foil in here just to be able to fit it like this and push the cables against this part. So that's the biggest battery that I did fit inside. I did search on the internet, and that's the one I did find, and I'm using this. This is a small battery display. I did solder the socket for the battery, and when I connect it, it's showing me approximately the status of the battery. It's not too precise, I think, but at least I can see from the distance what's the how much battery I still have it. I think when there is a 1 bar on it, it will shine outside as red, and that means the battery is starting to drain. But I think the ESC will cut off it before this will charge red. Okay, so here it is. I'm using a let me see, what was it, Red Star, Racer Star, I think it's a Racer Star combo with a ESC and the motor. I don't have it, the bigger motor, because I don't need it. There is still a lot of power for now, so I'm not using it. Of course, I'm using my trusty radio link. It's a, I don't know if it focus. Okay, it's a radio link RC4G, because I have a gyroscope inside. The gyroscope allow me to go straight on the rocks. As far, I don't know if the direction is good. I think the direction is good, because the new Dumbo radio, the most great and from the cheaper radios also have the gyroscope, but I think that one have it like this set it up, and this one is like this. It's not a big deal, but it's a great thing to have on the car, on the faster car, because it will allow you to go straight on the rocks or something like that. So that is a great thing. Okay, so as you can see, I have two fans. One is cooling the ESC, second one is cooling the motor. I also have another one, another cooler nut. It's a heatsink for this motor, but that designed for the fan, but that one is a little too big for this case, so I'm not using it. I'm using a HSP shocks. I think the rear one is not a HSP. I did get this from, or I did buy it from my friend, but I don't know what it is. But the front ones are the HSP, and I'm using a balloons that clowns use it to make all the animals, just to protect it from any dirt like that. As you can see, there's a lot of that. I modified all the links for this car, the upgraded, but the first upgraded, because now there is a new version links, and I put a M3 rod inside and aluminium tube on the outside. This one I did bend because I hit a I don't know how to call it. It's by the road, and I did hit with the rear wheel and the front, if I remember, and I did break the rear axle. As you can see, I have a gas metal straps on it, and that is a very important upgrade, because when you hit with the rear wheel something, this part in here will break. I did mount all four on it, but you may probably just need this one, because the wheel will bend to the rear and it will break in here. And I also have a new axle, but the difference is the original axle have a bearing, a ball bearing in here, and the new ones have a the metal bearing in here. So I did not want to use it, and as you can see, I did prepare this one for the car. Is the one that I did order in the last years. I did order another one just to see if it will have a bearing, but this one also doesn't have that ball bearing. So you need to remember this. The new ones, I don't think if they are worse than the original, but they don't have that two additional bearings, ball bearings inside. It is just a metal ring. So I will change it to this one, because this one is prepared. I need to see, because I think, yes, this one have a locket differential, so I may take off this and put it here. It's also this one is also have locket differential. How to say why they locked? I did put a grease. No, it's still rotating, but freely rotating like this. Okay, so I will change to this one because of the broken part in here. So that's most I can tell in here, if I think so. Let me put it to the side, and I will show all other parts that I will upgrade on this car. Okay, so you did see I will upgrade this axle. I will replace this axle. So let me show what else I have. Of course, I will open the shocks and I will put new oil in it. I have a 300 CST and 350 CST. It doesn't feel much difference on both oils, but I always put, I think, the Chico one on the rear and the China one on the front, but it's so similar that it doesn't matter really. So, but I always use this oil. I have a programming card for DSC. I did buy it when I modified this car. I will also not change anything because I like how this car works in this moment, so this will leave for now. So I have a new plate that is going under the front shocks. I will replace this. If I find it, I have this part. I don't know the name of it, but I will. It's the part that is goes in here, and I will replace that because that's the first thing I think that will be damaged. Okay, so I again ordered this slider for the steering. I'm sorry for the names, but I doesn't know anything the professional names. I did mount one of them, but I have a problem where the steering was stuck on it, so I get back to the plastic. I will test how this one will work and see if this will work better than the last one. Maybe they changed something over the time. I ordered also a new gearbox because I think that one will be wore out. But I also ordered, let me search for it, a metal gears for it. I wanted new case just because I don't have a glitch, I don't remember how it's called, the red plate. The metal one I have scratched because that will give me more force on it, so I will take out the old one, but I wanted to change all the gears to the metal. I did test how they fit together and they fit nicely. Friend test one gears a few years ago and did have a problem with them. They did not match together, so I will test how this fit and I will see if I want to keep the plastic gears from this one or upgrade to the metal. So far I know they fit very hard on the rods, on the axle in here, but I'm still able to put it inside, so I will probably upgrade to this one. I have a ball joints because the HSP shocks doesn't have one mount on each shock, so I ordered new one just to replace. I did manage to put some plastic, something just to hold it, but I did order new ones just to get it right. Another thing, I ordered this metal parts that are on the front just because it's blue. That one is red. I wanted to have the blue one to match on the parts. It's not much a performance upgrade, it's more a optical upgrade. I ordered new push rods. This one I think are much stronger than the ones that I have already, or just I think they are the stronger, so I will replace it. It's much more heavy, so I think that one is not this is not aluminum, it's a steel, or I just hope it, so I will replace to the new ones. I also have a metal servo mount. I will replace the plastic part. It's not a big upgrade. I just want to have all the metal upgrades that I can get for this car, so I also did order this. And the most important part, it's a big, I have a Feiyue FY03 H case. Let me take it out. So is this. I did hear that they get scratched over the time. I don't think that will be a big deal. I did not think that it will come with the spare wheel. Oh, this one doesn't look good, but that's not important for me because I will do that. Oh, they have a screwed covers, and that is a great upgrade. Finally they did upgrade. They did know did find out that it's getting out, so I will keep this new ones. I will just see why this one is sticking out so badly, but I will take this one out because I don't need it. Maybe use it on the rear, but I don't think so. As you may see, I don't use this figure. I'm not using anything inside because to get more cooling, but I cut a piece of a plastic is a foil to laminate documents, cut to the shape. It's going through here and it's holding by these two screws, and it's also holding by, I think, this 2 screws or this 4 screws. I doesn't remember. Oh, it's more, even more. It's held by all these screws and held by this one, just to prevent from dirt getting inside from the wheels. Of course it's getting inside still, but this looks a little much better, so I will take this guy out. I will take this lights out. I will see what happened in here why it's so bent, and I have a bunch of stickers that I get over the time when I order something like the RC for all-wheel drive. That is quite nice because this one is 4-wheel drive. I will not use this. I think it's a RCT in Polish shops, that I think I will not use it. I have a Fortech hands that I may use it on somewhere on this car. They are quite big, so I need to find a better price for it, but they are quite nice. I have a Hobby Wing sticker. There is no Hobby Wing, but the stickers are quite nice. You can push it, put it in like this this part or something like that. I have a Dual Sky sticker. I don't remember where did I get it, but it's quite colorful. And another one with this all-4-wheel drive. So as you may see, I will make a big upgrade on this car, and I think this will maybe a little improve this car, but still I love it. But the first thing I will need to make is it's folded out, because the screw that's holding this rear axle fall out, and it's blocking the axle. So as the first thing I will take it out, but so far I think I will just take this car to the parts, everything. I will disconnect it, disassembly, and start just from the scratch, building this car with the new parts, new upgrades, and set it from the beginning. But I can't do all that stuff in one movie, so this movie will just show some information about this car and what I plan about it. But the next movies, I don't know if it will be 2 or more movies, will show the disassembly of this car, where I will just speed it up and take it all apart and just start putting one part to another and another, and work on this and upgrade all things as I can. I think I will leave this as is, because these rods are holding the car a little more to the ground, and I think this one will stay. Most of the rest parts will leave like this. Yes, see that's in here, and I will see what else I need to replace, take it out, and or even clean it. So that's all in this moment. I will try to make this movie as quick as I can.